What is up, you guys? I do want to put a little disclaimer out there that I definitely do not have all the answers, and I'm no life coach. I just kind of wanted to make this video to share my perspective, my life. But just to give you guys a really quick backstory, I've been living in LA now, and most of I came from like a really small town. It's just not, I just wasn't happy, and that's kind of a huge reason why I moved here. But I mean, it's much bigger than that. My life has completely changed, and I wouldn't say that I have everything I want right now, but I am definitely so much happier than I used to be, and a lot of the dreams that I have had have come true. So hopefully this can help somehow. I don't know what that's going to look like for you guys, but I do know how it worked out for me, and I basically simplified it into 10 steps. Let's get started. Step 1, you guys. It's kind of obvious, but I would say the first step is definitely to figure out what you really want in life, to kind of weigh out all your options. And I think this is just especially good if you're like trying to find what college to go to, or if you're dealing with high school and you're just about to leave. I knew for so long that I wanted to be in LA, and that was just because I was super creative, and from where I was from, it wasn't my vibe, and I probably wouldn't have been able to get a job in something like that there, So to be able to really figure out what you want, what is it that's taking your attention? And I was blessed to have parents that supported me in what I wanted to do. And sometimes your parents want you to do something else, and I don't know what that feels like, but I do know that I don't have a lot of money. So for me, coming to LA, I was just like, how is this gonna work? Like, this just doesn't seem realistic at all. But I knew that this is what I wanted. So that's step 1, just figure out what you want. And step 2 is to get inspired. So once you find what you want, what are all the ways that are going to encourage you? And honestly, it's hard to really want something but to not have support around you, and sometimes that can be the friends around you, and sometimes, I mean, for me, that wasn't really, it wasn't the friends. Like, I didn't have that luxury either. I didn't have that blessing where I had a bunch of friends that were into what I was into, which is fine. I had amazing friends. I still have amazing friends. But for me, I would go on YouTube a lot, and I would watch movies all the time. And that's stuff that I was actually interested in. And honestly, that got me really inspired and kind of a part of my life of how I ended up here. But basically, I started watching this one YouTuber. Her name is Shameless Maya. She started talking about her life and how she ended up where she was at. And it just kind of got me so, like, I just never saw another way to get where I wanted. And so once I started like reaching out and looking at different options, step 3, be open-minded. I was just so desperate, and I wanted this so bad that I was going to do anything to get it. And if you guys want to check out my story where I almost ended up living with a pimp and almost ended up just not having any money to myself, and I could have just ended up in a really, really bad situation. That video's on my channel. I wanted something so bad that I was literally willing to do anything to get it. But at the same time, I wasn't willing to do anything to get it. I was kind of closed-minded. I wasn't listening to anybody else but what I thought, to really be open-minded about just the process. Sometimes you have to sacrifice. You really have to give up some things that you really like maybe want temporarily or like want in the moment, but just having that open-mindedness and that perspective. Step 4, I would say, is this is so important, is to really have a good support group, or whatever that may look like a good group of friends or a good mentor. And for me, it was mentors. For me, it just had to be role models and people that I looked up to, where I wanted to be where they are currently. And you have to be willing to listen. You have to be willing to take advice, and you really have to open your mind. It goes with step 3. But basically, I kind of sought out people that I really wanted their life, and I started talking to them. It really is just the people around you, and you have to kind of look at like, how are these people around me helping me for my goal or wherever I want to go. You got to really weigh out like, well, what is really important to me? That whole thing about cutting toxic people out of your life and starting fresh, new year, new friends, whatever. And I definitely don't think you need to cut everyone out of your life, but there's some things you can change, and there's definitely people and advice you can seek that's really going to help you get to where you want to be. Once you know what you want, once you have inspiration, once you are willing to compromise, once you are seeking advice and getting help from people and surrounding yourself with great people, it is finally time to plan and actually start thinking about how can you actually get there. And for me, I knew that I didn't have any money to come here. It was like a big step, and it's expensive living in LA, and I knew that. So I was like, well, how hard am I really, or how bad do I really want this? And I really just started working. I kind of gave up a social life. I kind of gave up YouTube for a bit, and I gave up a lot, but I put all of my work into work because I knew that that's where I wanted to be. And it's hard because sometimes you do have to miss out on things. And I had a boyfriend for a bit, and then, you know, that didn't really last very long because I was so focused on coming here. So I really just worked my butt off and saved up money. And that's really, you know, a lot of people ask me now, they're like, how did you move here? Like, what are you doing? Like, you know, some guy like paying you to live here or like whatever. I mean, that's my assumptions. I think that's what they think of me. I don't know if that's like, I don't know. But no, I literally worked and I saved up money. And that's why I think it's so funny, because you really have to look at what you want. And it's possible. It's really not hard. And I think it's just this whole mindset. Like, we get so in our heads about everything and about like, oh, we can't do that. I can't do that. Like, I can't run 3 miles. I can't, you know, I can't move to LA. I can't buy a house. I can't buy a car. Like, how would I ever do that? That's so like, but people do it all the time. It's really just about your mindset, and it's about self-love. It's about knowing yourself well enough and loving yourself well enough that you want to offer yourself a great opportunity and a great way to live. And so that's kind of just what I did. I was willing to put everything aside and submit myself to this goal that I had. And it's paying off, you guys. It is paying off, let me tell you. And then once you start planning, you can start taking action and doing the work. You really have to be in it. If you really want that for yourself, you gotta work hard. And yeah, it sounds bad, but honestly, it's like, for me as a person, I got so much joy from just like working hard. Working hard just makes me feel good for some reason. And it's like that first step to getting there, it's very, very, very hard. You know, it's like waking up early in the morning, like with your alarm. It's like, I still struggle with that every day, but I got to a point where over the summer, I would get up at 5 a.m. and run around my block, and then I would work in the evening, and then like I was eating super healthy. I don't know. I was just in such a good space, and I'm trying to get back to that point, you know, but like I felt so good about myself. And I think that's what this whole process of really accomplishing your dreams, it starts not even to become about your dream anymore. It just starts to become more about like self-love and everything, and self-discovery. And it's cool, you know? This is just the next step. I'm going to say this is just the next step. I don't know if it's like 8 or 9. I wrote them down a little bit so I would remember. It kind of goes along with the last one, but basically just waiting, you know, like just being okay with waiting. And the thing is, we don't have to suffer, and you don't have to hate while like waiting for things. There's definitely things you can do, different jobs you can have if you're trying to save up money. If you really, really hate your job, go get a different job. You know, you make that time that you're waiting enjoyable, whatever that may be. Like, for me, it was like I was at home and I wasn't really hanging out with people anymore. I just like, I was just this waiting period between me moving out here, and it could have been the most boring thing ever, but instead I decided to make it fun. And that was working out, and that was like learning how to cook. I started cooking more, and that was actually really fun. I started thinking about other people more and I started like doing things for my family that I had never even thought about before, really, because I was just so stuck in my head. And I started caring for people. I started doing things for other people. I stopped thinking about myself so much. That really helps pass time, honestly, you guys. It does help, like, and it kind of makes you feel good too at the same time. This step also kind of goes along with that, but it's basically just really, really enjoying the present and whatever that means, and just enjoying the time you have while you're waiting for what you want or while you're working towards what you want. That's what makes it fun. I was listening to podcasts. I still listen to podcasts. I listen to TED Talks all the time. I listen to I started getting into like reading books more and just doing like stuff like that I never thought I would be. Journaling, I started journaling more, like everything. It's like all that process and really trying new things. And, you know, everyone's different, but this is just how it works for me, is like I am a person where I like to do new things. It's really just about being grateful, just thinking back on your life, and then eventually you'll get what you want. I don't even know. Most of the time, I'm just like, I really don't know how this happened or how I got so lucky, because all the stuff I did and how I was just such a, like, not a good person throughout high school. Like, I was so mean and I was so just in my head. And I was not only mean, I was depressed. I was so upset with my life. And it's like seeing all of this now, and I'll show you guys my apartment. It's just like, I don't even know. Like, I really hope that these help you guys, and that you know that literally your dreams are possible and you can do anything in this life. And I really hope you believe that, because it's true. And everyone is capable. Everyone has the capacity to be an amazing person, and everyone is an amazing person. And I know this is like super positive and just a lot of extra. I'm kind of repeating myself, but I just love you guys, and I really hope that this video has helped you in some way. And yeah, I will see you guys on my next video. This is my apartment. This is my bed, and this is my roommate's bed. Her name's Gabby. I will introduce you guys sometime. But yeah, it's super cool. We've got blinds here. We've got our own bathroom and our own walk-in closet. A walk-in closet, you guys. A walk-in closet. It's amazing. I know. We've got this big mirror here. 2 sinks, because, you know, your girl gotta have her own sink for her makeup. I don't know. I'm trying to be funny, but it's just weird. This is like bathroom. I don't know why you guys need to see that, but yeah. My cute shoes. My slides. My clothes. And then we're going outside to my other room. These are some paintings I did. Whatever. This is it. And this is, you know, we got this cute rug. The kitchen. And it's a pretty nice, like, spot. I do some of my art stuff here, so that's why it's like such a mess. I'll show you guys the balcony. Here is the balcony to my place. Oh, it's such a beautiful day. I love to just sit out here sometimes and just think about life and how amazing, like, everything is. Be happy that you're alive, you guys. So I'm gonna take you guys on a quick tour. It's kind of cold today, but anyways, basically I live in a hotel. I mean, that's kind of what it feels like. To show you guys the gym, so. take so long, you guys. We are going to the rooftop. Yes. It's lit. I don't know if you guys are ready. The Hollywood sign and the pool. Probably my favorite spot. Hollywood sign is right over there, you guys. I'm literally in love with the view. I come up here as often as I can.